What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me today. So what's on the docket today, you ask? Well, it's kind of cold out and I haven't been doing a lot of riding on the Harley. I still wanted to do a few things on the Lowrider S. I found this little tire pen from Amazon. If you don't know what these are, they're markers for coloring in some letters on your tires. I wanted to do the same thing, but I got it in a gold finish. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to walk you guys through the process. This is my first time doing it, so there's a few things that I'm learning throughout the process. And in the end, we'll just kind of go through the final product, see how it looks on the Lowrider S with the gold finish. But let's go to the garage and let's get started. The first thing you want to do is to wipe down the area where you're going to apply the paint. I use some acetone which clean up the area really nicely and just let it dry before you start applying the paint. Next, you want to make sure that you have plenty of lighting so you can visually see what you're doing. I use some floodlights to really light up the area on the tire. Last tip before you start applying the paint is to make sure that your body is in a comfortable position. You just want to make sure that you can be in that position for an extended period of time. Then finally, to prep the pen, you just want to shake the paint in the pen and then just prime the tip of the pen. Just follow the instructions on the package. Alright, so as you can see, I already have started a few letters. In the first application, you don't have to worry about getting everything perfect because you're going to need a couple of additional coats of paint. But what you want to focus on is just making sure that each letter has a coverage with the paint. You want to try to get the outline of the letters first and then color in the letter while staying within the outline. Remember to prime the pen every now and again, and when you're coloring in the letters, don't press the tip of the pen. The paint should just naturally flow out of its own and you're merely just guiding the paint onto the surfaces. If you mess up, don't worry about it too much because you can always just wipe the whole thing down and start over again. Or you can use a Q-tip and try to erase some mistakes as you go along. So once you're done with the first application, you want to give it about 25 to 30 minutes for the paint to dry before applying the second coat. Otherwise, you're just going to end up smudging the first layer around. With the second coat, what I really focused on is just getting clean edges and making sure that the edges are nice and sharp. That way, when you stand back to look at the letters, it really looks clean and crisp. You'll notice that the second coat will be easier than the first coat, and you won't be spending as much time as you did with the first coat. So focus on really getting nice clean edges and also try to even out the paint as much as possible throughout this process. I would highly recommend going with a third coat, and so with this third coat, what you want to do is smooth out any of the blemishes or bubbles or streak marks that were left behind. Also, just going back and making sure that the outline is still nice and clean. The third coat shouldn't take you that long since you're mostly doing touch-up work. After your third coat, you can try to clean up some of the paint that may have been spilled beyond the letters that you wanted to color. You can either use a Q-tip with some acetone, or you can try to use a straight edge knife to clean up some of the paint. And then after that, you're done. You just repeat the process with the other tires if you choose to. I did both walls of each tire, so 4 sides of paint, and I noticed that the pen had enough paint to cover all sides, each getting 3 coats. Now that we're done, let's go and check out how the letters look in the daylight. Alright guys, so we are out in full daylight. It's a little bit cloudy, but I think you'll be able to get a good picture. Here is the final finished product. I think it looks pretty sick. Let me try to get a close-up of the... Here's the other side. When you get really close, you can kind of see the imperfections, but when you step away about 3 feet, you can't really tell. And that pop of gold is really, really nice. Let me see the other side. The other side looks good as well. What do you guys think? You can't really tell in the back. It's hidden by this bag here. So there you have it, guys. Using the gold tire pen was successful, and you can refinish it as many times as you want. You can reapply as many times as you want in case something gets smudged or it cracks. But I still have enough paint, I think, to go over it a few more times, so I'm pretty excited. You know, for $12 for the pen, it's just a really nice way to add a little bit more of an accent to your bike, make it your own. You know how we do it. All right, guys, so thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna bounce out of here. It's a little wet today, but it's 60 degrees, so I'm gonna ride out a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you all enjoy this video. I hope you give it a shot. Let me know. They have different colors like white. White is a pretty popular one because it really pops out. But they have different colors like red, blue. I'm really happy with the way it came out. All right, thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace.